Good Sunday morning. My volunteer corn is pretty much dying, other than a few that are on the headland here. Okay, and I had somebody ask in a video, what is volunteer corn? What do you mean by volunteer corn? Well, obviously I don't want corn in my bean field. Generally, volunteer corn is like an ear that fell off the stalk last year and was on the ground, or an ear that popped off the head when you were harvesting and was on the ground, or some kernels that went out the back of the combine. And then the following year, like when we go to plant beans, they end up growing and you don't really want them in there. And then of course there's my little, patch of a mess right there where I had a little whoopsie with the seed tender. Yeah, we've all been there where you don't quite get off the button in time, but yeah. So anyways, that's working, and I'm going to clean up the sprayer because I'm going to cross my fingers that we don't get aphids like we haven't had in the past. I don't know, we haven't had them in at least 8 to 10 years, so I'm gonna knock on wood. I went and picked up a bunch of windshield wiper fluid that is minus 30 degrees. Actually, it's weird because some of them are minus 30 and some of them are minus 25, but they were all at the same place, but doesn't matter. Have we ever gotten down to 25 below zero here before? Well, probably. Generally it's with wind chill, but the sprayer will obviously get parked back there in the back of the shop here, the cold storage part for the winter, so that'll be fine. What I do with that for you non-farmers, and I don't know what other farmers do, but this is how I do it. I either use that or RV antifreeze. Well, RV antifreeze is pretty damn expensive right now, so I'm going with that. And I've used washer fluid before in the past. After you get the sprayer all cleaned inside and out, you put that in the sprayer, run it through for a minute or so that it gets in the lines, and that way it protects the lines. Basically same thing as what people do with RVs and whatnot. Keeps them from freezing. So I'm gonna go start on the sprayer. So right now I'm just running fresh water through. That's what you can see on the ground. Giving it a rinse. I'll let that run for a few minutes. I'll drain out what's in the tank. I'll rinse the tank out again. I'll put some more fresh water in it. I'll run that again. Drain that out. Rinse it out again. Then I'll wash the whole sprayer off. And then I'll run my windshield washer fluid through it. I gotta drain the foam marker tank, rinse that out, do the same thing. I'll run a little bit of the washer fluid through that just so it gets in the lines by the pump. This is how I clean my sprayer. Don't know if it's the way everybody does. Don't care. Clean it however you want. This is how I clean mine. That's just after the first rinse and it's pretty much clean. I'm also draining my little freshwater tank here that you fill up just in case you need to wash your hands or you get something in your eyes. But yeah, as you can tell by the water, pretty much clean. And I'll do it one more time. I like to do it twice after I rinse out the inside one more time. And then I wash it all off, because with the pressure washer, because it's got dirt and grime and shit on it. It's just nice to put it away clean. Doug's weld job held up good, so that's good. There's really nothing to do to this sprayer. I think I got about one more year before I need to change my tips again. When the tips start getting wore, you're putting on more than what you should be. But alright, I gotta have both hands. So I'm rinsing it again a second time. Obviously never really showed this to you non-farmers because it's kind of hard to show you while it's spraying. But you can see those tips make kind of a triangular pattern, so they overlap. That's how they get down in between the corn rows and whatnot to get to the weeds. But you can see the gunk all over it. It needs washing. I just don't like putting shit away dirty. Oh, I'm just out here checking to make sure all the tips are spraying what looks to be equally, which they do. So don't get all bent out of shape over, oh my god, look at the white foam on the ground. Yeah, that was the soapy water that came out of the tank, small tank there for the foam markers. Because yes, I don't have GPS. I know, I'm just the dinosaur. When I'm done with this, I gotta take these. There's 2 filters there, a filter there. I gotta take off, make sure, rinse them off. Make sure the filter canister is clean in there. There's a couple of big filters up front here, which I put in new this year. Every so many years I put them in new. Filter in here, filter in there. I gotta make sure it's clean. And then I'll just leave it out like it is and pressure wash it off. But like I said, doing this one more time, then I'll drain it. Rinse the inside one more time. And then wash her. I know this is all such thrilling content. You're all right on the edge of your seat, but hey. So this screen here, this green one and that red one are the 2 that I put in new this year. So I pulled them out, cleaned them, and put that back on there, put the pin in, hooked the bottom hose back up because I drained it, put the pin in. That big red screen, which came out that clean, was down in here. I got the bottom of that unhooked so I could drain the water. So basically you want to get the water out of everything first and then run your whatever you want to run. RV antifreeze, regular antifreeze, windshield washer fluid like I am. That takes 2 hands. So I gotta put these back together, take my little screens out back there, which I ain't even gonna bother showing you because they look like those but smaller. You just unscrew these black canisters, take the spring out, rinse the canister out, clean the spring off, or screen, rinse the screen off, put it back in, put everything back together. Oh yeah, make sure my water thing is closed, and then wash it. So, whoo, isn't the excitement level killing you? I know. All right, it's washed. The hardest thing to get off this year, because they tarred and chipped a lot of roads around here, was the damn tar. It came off anything metal a lot better than it came off of anything plastic, and that was using hot water. I mean, it's like that tar is just freaking baked right into the damn plastic now. Yes, I, like most of you, hate when they tar and chip our roads, but what are you gonna do? So I now have speckles from the tar and chipping. Other than that, it's clean. Yes, you go back through it, you'll find, oh damn it, look at that spot. Yep, that's with anything you clean. And I'm wet, and that's using hot water again. So, but I got everything good and cleaned up here and the outlets and whatnot, so when I unhook it to park it, it's good enough, let's put it that way. It's clean inside and out. It just needs to be winterized now, which I'll do over in front of the shop. Draining that, I'll take care of that and the pump and all that shit probably tomorrow. It's Sunday and it's noon right now, so it's lunchtime and I'm getting hungry. So I think I'm just gonna put my stuff in that, get it winterized, which I'll show you when I get over there, and then call it a day. So okay, I just did exactly what you would have thought I'd done. Poured them in the sprayer, and some in the little, where's my finger, the little tank for the Foam markers, I now have the right side foam marker on. You can't see it, but I can. Oh, now you can see a little bit spitting out the end. There's stuff flowing through the lines. It's mainly the lines in the pump down there. I'll show you where the pump is. I'm gonna let that run for a minute. I'm talking the little pump for the foam markers, not the big pump here. I don't have to have the pump running to do this part for the foam markers. Yes, you see a little bit of foam still coming out. I can see the stuff flowing through the lines. You just can't. Mainly it's those little lines. Like I said, I'll show you where that is. Alright, so I turned that one off. Now I'm turning this one on. Yeah, I got a little close to Mom's lawn, but it'll be alright. We're not spraying anything that's gonna kill it, so. Oh. Again, I can see all the stuff flowing through the lines. You can't. I'll let it run again for another 30 seconds or so here. There's little tiny lines in the foam marker pump that are smaller than your pinky in diameter. I mean, not even probably a third of the size of your pinky. That's what I mainly want the stuff to be in. Not so much those big lines. Oh, that's pooping out a big old blob of foam. But, alright, that's probably enough of that. Now, fire it up. Give her a little juice here. Turn on the booms. I'll just take you out. Oh. And why is nothing coming out? Did I not turn it on? Hang on. Oh, it's on. Oh, it's because it was completely empty. They're starting to. It's got to charge through the system. You can see it. Yep, see now? Here it comes. It's starting to come now. See, it's recirculating it through. You don't want to run that bone dry. But that's how it agitates the spray too, those ones down in there and the ones in the back that are spitting around. And you can tell it's just washer fluid coming through now. It's coming out of all of them. Ground's completely covered in each spot. That pump right there has got little tiny lines in it that I wanted to make sure got stuff in it. Alright, it's starting to get down. I need to get back to the tractor so I can shut it off before it gets completely empty. That's probably more than enough now anyhow, because I want to leave stuff in the lines. So I'm shutting it down. Okay, that's how we winterize the sprayer. Turn the controls off, everything's off. Alright, let's see how much we got left in the tank. I just leave it. Whew. It ain't gonna hurt nothing sitting in that plastic tank over winter. That worked out pretty damn good. Oh, this stupid thing. Alright, so that's how you do it. I needed both hands to get that rubber seal back up in there. It's out partially. So now all the lines, basically, and the nozzles and everything have antifreeze in them. Yes, in this pump here, there's those little tiny lines I was telling you about. That's what I mainly want to get. So that worked out perfect. I got back in the tractor just enough time. I'll leave that little bit in there. So now this is ready to be stored. Yes, it could be greased now, but there's no bearings. It's just pivot points. I've told you in the past, I like to grease things after I wash it in case you get a little water and bearings. There's really no bearings on this. It's just, like I said, it's all pivot points. I might grease it anyhow. There's a grease fitting in there. There's grease fittings out here where it pivots and whatnot. So yeah, wasn't that thrilling? Wasn't that just absolutely thrilling? You learn how I winterize. You notice I said I, because everybody probably does things different. But you learn how I winterize my sprayer. Woohoo! Okay, after that thrilling episode of cleaning the sprayer, like I said, it's 12:30 now, Sunday. I'm going to the house. But here's your one more thing, and it'll be a little bit of a lengthy one more thing. So, to get the the windshield wiper fluid, I went to Auburn this morning, which is about 20 miles south of me, to Lowe's, because it's a bitch in July to find minus 20, minus 30 degree windshield wiper fluid. And like I said, the RV stuff is just, I mean, this stuff was like $3.89 a gallon. The RV stuff's like $10 a gallon. It's just, it's ridiculous. So I'm not using the RV stuff anymore. Those of you local, you'll know what I'm talking about. But you get off of 34, which is the main road in Auburn, and you go down this driveway with a cement divider in between it. And you either veer right to the big parking lot of Lowe's, or you veer left and go down into the big parking lot of a Walmart. So when I went, you know, fine, got my stuff. Of course, it's funny because being the winter blend, it wasn't really out. The guy had to get the big tall laddery thing and go up onto a top shelf and blah, blah, blah. So I'm leaving and I'm pulling up out where the two driveways merge together from Walmart and Lowe's. And then that's probably 30 yards up to the main road, and there's a light. And in the center, cement, you know, divider, which is just a couple inches high. Here's this woman of, I don't know how to say this without, you know, somebody saying, oh, you're fucking racist, because no. She wasn't black, but she was of darker skin descent. Okay? She had a very nice dress on. And she had a sign saying new to America. I'm trying to remember it exactly. Wasn't going to take a picture of her with it, because that's just new to America, have 3 kids and pregnant. Please help. Okay. So in other words, you're one of the border crossers, is what I'm assuming. Yes, I'm smoking for you smoker haters. And you got 3 kids, and you're pregnant, like a lot of them that are crossing our borders, because they know when that kid comes out here, that kid is an American citizen, and they're not going to separate you from your kid. Now, I didn't give her anything, because, and you know, you lefty lunatics and whatnot, you can go ape shit if you want. I don't fucking care. But we have so many. You go to Syracuse, which is about 25, 30 miles east of us here, the bigger city. You know, Auburn's like 23, 4,000 people. Syracuse is 160-some thousand in the next county over. You see homeless people in those dividers between highways. You see a lot of them that are vets with their signs up, you know. And that's what pisses me off. So we're supposed to help them, but we don't help our own in this country. We got vets that are struggling to get the VA to help them, because unfortunately our VA in this country is so fucked up, in plain English. I mean, a lot of you that follow me are vets. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, Jimmy says it's no wonderful place when he has to go there. When I was at Lowe's, and I don't remember because it was, like I said, it's 12:30. That was 3 hours ago or whatever that I was there. I handed the kid at the register $40, so it came to $37.50 or 38 something. I don't remember. He asked, "Would you like to donate your change?" I said, "Well, what am I donating it to? You know, he didn't even tell me, kid." He goes, "For building homes for, you know, veterans, disabled veterans," I think it was. I was like, "Yeah, keep my whatever it was, $1.50, $2.50, I don't know what the hell it was. You know, good cause. Yep, go ahead." So am I, you know, a horrible fucking person? Am I inhumane because I didn't give this woman, who was very well dressed, like I said, she had a beautiful dress on, standing there. I think she had a cell phone in one hand and the sign in the other, and she just walking up and down that, because we were sitting at a red light. She's walking up and down that cement divider, you know, basically oh shit, from me to the truck right here, away from us, almost shoving her sign in our windows, you know. I mean, you know, they want to decrease the population because of carbon and all this shit. So what? They want to get rid of us so they can bring in all these other people that they figure will vote for them because look what we did for you. You know, I mean, if she's truly pregnant, she's going to become a citizen because her child will be a citizen. They're not going to separate them. And then you've got that chain deal that they talk about where, you know, the husband comes in and the grandparents and some aunts and uncles and who knows what. But I'm sorry, folks. I struggle with giving that person money when they're standing there wearing, I won't say expensive clothes, but really nice clothes, had a phone in her hand, and we've got homeless people in this country, not just vets, but homeless people in general, but especially the vets who are struggling. And, you know, they talk a great game of doing things for them, but they don't do a fucking thing for them. And that frosts my ass. So, and also what frosts my ass is all we hear from the left is how systemically racist we are. We are the most systemic racist country in the world, which is bullshit when you look at the stats. So why are 2 million people a year the last 2 years who are of darker skin color, so you can call them minorities from other countries, wanting to come to this country? If it wasn't for the fact that they're being told, hey, you know, come here, we'll take care of you, the free ride bullshit. But here's the problem with that. Part of me almost feels sorry for those people a little bit because that free ride probably won't happen. Because the left's been telling the black community for years how horrible they got it and how much better they'll make it for them. But yet the black community keeps telling us how horrible they've got it. So apparently the left hasn't done anything for you. But so go ahead, start the racist bullshit. I'm inhumane. I mean, I realize we're all God's children, but you know what? Not to get all, you know, I'm not a Bible thumper or anything, but why don't we take care of our own before we start trying to take care of others? Because here's just a fact, and I think I've said it before, maybe it's on a live stream. If we're on a sinking ship or a plane that crashed and that's on fire and I'm on it with my wife and daughter, I'm fucking saving my wife and daughter first. And then if I have the chance, I'm going to help save you because, yes, that's who I am. And I think everybody thinks the same. So how about we save our own people in this country, like our veterans that need saving first? So end of rant, end of video. Also, don't forget the live stream, July 28th, 7 p.m. Eastern.